actually have panic attacks. I've had a couple this past week. And I get very emotional over it. I don't want to work anymore, but I can't afford to retire.
So there are several reasons why I believe she's crying, but let's start with the part she feels but may not be able to quantify. According to the Joint Economic Committee, the newest figures are out, and every American household on average is paying more than $3,100 a year under Trump's policies. And those numbers are not going to be coming down, even if oil prices come down and tariffs are eliminated. None of that's going to come back to us as prices coming back down. So what is she to do? She's one of the 4 functionally unemployed Americans. We have a record-breaking number of functionally unemployed Americans today. 1 in 4 Americans are working, but they're working at poverty wages. And before they started having to pay an additional $3,100 a year, they were already struggling. This makes it that much worse. I believe she's also crying because she's now starting to see the light, and she's panicking because she expressed her concerns to her rabid Trump family and friends. And she was met for the first time with the reaction we're all familiar with. She was condemned. She was judged for daring to say one negative thing about Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. And that's making her freak out even more because she knows it's not a matter of enough Trump supporters getting angry with their financial situation that they're going to vote to make things better. She realizes this is a cult, and these people she knows are willing to lose everything to support Donald Trump and own the libs. There's a lot more behind her panic than what she's letting on to. Yep.
Yeah, I want to jump on the bandwagon of saying that I regret my vote for Trump. My whole family does. My husband and I own a farm in Ohio that was funded through the Inflation Reduction Act, which Biden signed into law. And now the executive orders from Trump are rolling back all of that funding for us, so now we can no longer afford our farm. And when all that happened, it was like a lightning bolt hit my brain, and I realized that I shouldn't just be voting for myself, that Trump's policies and EOs are hurting millions of people, but it took it affecting me personally to understand what I had done was wrong. And I think it's really important for anyone to come out who voted for him and is now negatively impacted by the executive orders, or maybe you have friends or family, especially in minority communities, who are being very heavily impacted by what's going on right now. So yeah, I think it's time for us to stop being so selfish maybe, and to vote for what's best for the country instead of just in our tiny little bubble, because we're all in the same boat now and we're all equally screwed by our new president.
Today's a day that I'm feeling a lot of remorse for having supported Trump and MAGA. Hey everybody, Rich here at Leaving MAGA at leavingmaga.org. Let me preface by saying that I am not making this video to elicit any sympathy or any pity from anyone, but it's just, it's one of these days that it's a stark reminder to me about the remorse, regret, and some of the guilt that I feel over having supported Trump and MAGA, not just as a mere voter, but someone who was an activist, who was a pundit, who worked on the Trump campaign, who donated to the Trump campaign, someone who was an unapologetic and public Trump and MAGA supporter as I was. And as the president threatens war crimes and probably nuclear war, it's just a reminder for me that I made a mistake, and I would ask all of you out there who right now have MAGA friends and relatives, I think a lot of them are starting to feel some regret. I think a lot of them are starting to privately and quietly have their own doubts, their own confusion, maybe questioning their beliefs. Maybe they're feeling a little bit guilt themselves about having supported Trump. It's just today's the kind of day that, it makes me think that I once supported the Republican Party, and perhaps it's cynical of me to say this, but the Republican Party will not do anything to Trump. Trump knows that. When I was in MAGA, it was a fantasy of ours to kill off the GOP and remake it and transform it into a MAGA party. And I think if it means holding on the power, the Republican Party would let the country burn down to the ground and rule over its ashes. And I don't think that would be too steep a price to pay in the minds of the Republican Party. So reach out to your MAGA friends and family today. See how they're feeling. Ask them if they're having any doubts. Are they questioning what they're seeing? I believe many in MAGA, if not most, know that something is amiss in the country right now. Make sure you're following us at our socials. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter at leavingmaga.org. You can get information on our support group, which is tonight at 7 p.m. It's online. It's for friends and family of those who are in MAGA, and also information on my memoir, One Betrayal Too Many. As always, appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for your support, everyone.
MAGA have been regretting their vote for Donald Trump, and there's nothing that brings me more joy than seeing these videos, because what the fuck did you think you were voting for?
I just want to say I'm sorry I voted for him, and I thought he was going to help folks like me. Now, they done cut off my food stamps, my Medicaid, everything. I don't know how I'm going to eat or pay for my medicine.
I admit, I regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret my vote. I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote.
So crazy that we voted for Trump. We trusted with the words that he promised as Latinos. It is crazy that starting next week, multiple cities will be getting immigration. I hate that I voted for him.
Buenas noches.
How am I supposed to explain to my 3-year-old? That hurt.
I'm a Latina who voted for Trump, and I am so sorry.
My medication, it runs $20,000 a month without insurance. I make $800 a month. Oh, that will kill me. That would kill my friends. That would kill millions of people in this country if they lose their health care.
I regret my vote 110%.
I voted for Donald Trump. Really started to regret my vote.
I will not be supporting him anymore.
Welcome back to Farah Spotlight. So I've been seeing a lot of conversation online about some MAGA voters who said they are regretting voting for Trump, also disappointed with certain outcomes, and now questioning decisions they previously supported. And honestly, whenever I see topics like this, I think it's important to remember that politics is rarely as simple as people make it seem. A lot of these voters supported Trump because they believe things would improve in areas like economy, jobs, prices, or immigration. But now, some of them are online saying this isn't exactly what they expected. Others, of course, are pushing back and saying they still support him. And that people need to be patient. What I find interesting is that this happens in politics all the time. People vote based on what they hope will happen, and then later they evaluate whether those expectations were met. Sometimes they are happy with the outcome, and sometimes they are not. Watching the reaction online, you can really see how divided people are. Some are saying, we told you this would happen, while others are saying, no, give it more times. Either way, it's definitely a major conversation. That's just my own reaction. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification for more viral news and trending discussion. See you in the next one. Bye.